really weird. And you're talking about God when all of your music videos have guns, all of your music videos to talk about having premarital sex. This video is going to be real controversial. It's been controversial for a while now, but recently it's gotten to the point where I feel like I need to say something to my friends and to my followers or friends or who I like see as people around me, and what we need to know about the LGBT community and especially the trans community, and why Black people are the weakest link in society, in our community, especially Black men. So if you're ready to be enraged or whatever, go ahead and scroll away. I don't care, but right now we're going to talk about what needs to be said, and let's go ahead and get into the video. So if you don't know who Zaya Wade is or her family, Dwyane Wade is a basketball player best known for playing in Miami Heat, and Gabrielle Union is from movies like Bring It On and Being Mary Jane. And they're this really close, tight-knit family that is in the public eye all the time, and especially for the Zaya situation. Recently, Dwyane Wade's 12-year-old son mentioned to them that he no longer wanted to identify as he identifies as she, so I'm going to be referring to Zion as Zaya because that is the name that she wants to go by, and I respect trans people and I respect people that live in their truth and know what they want to be. So at 12 years old, Zaya has decided that she no longer wants to hide who she is. She no longer wants to hide her identity, and she wants to live her life as who she truly is, which is a girl. And that caused a lot of outrage for some reason in the Black community, and especially Black men, as I've mentioned before. They've been going berserk, but why am I not surprised? Black men go for anything but things that matter, right? So Zaya is 12 years old, and she released a video, or Gabrielle released a video for her, explaining Zaya from her side of things, and Zaya was able to basically tell her truth and reveal how she felt on the situation, and I'll include like links to that video. But surprisingly enough, the backlash has been wild. Specifically from people like Young Thugger or Young Thug or whatever the hell you call that man. He specifically came out with a tweet yesterday that said God makes no mistakes, and that Zaya is tripping or something like that, or Dwyane Wade is allowing. I'll include the tweet if I can find it. But specifically for someone like Young Thug to say that is wild, because first of all, you're a man who wears dresses and is walking around with umbrellas looking weird as hell, and nobody says anything to you because it's respectful. And that's not for me saying, oh, he wears dresses and it's weird. The outfits are just weird. I would personally not wear them, but I don't have Young Thug's amount of money, so it does not matter. But what I'm saying is, for you, a person that has been bending the gender norms and has been breaking those barriers and is a person that dresses maybe more woman-like, for you to come out and judge Zaya is really weird. And you're talking about God when all of your music videos have guns, all of your music videos to talk about having premarital sex, all of your music videos, you have kids out of wedlock, most likely. All these things, you have a song about shooting a reverend, but you're on God's side, right? Like, which makes no sense. The hypocrisy in the Black community especially is really wild to me, because all of these men are on the opposite side of what religion and what Christianity is about, yet in these situations they always reference God. Which, going along to Boosie, he also made a video that I have not watched. I've seen down my Twitter timeline about him basically being against Zaya and directly addressing a person's child. I feel like that is just wrong in of itself, and a 12-year-old child at that has no bearings on you or your life. So Boosie came out and said that, and I think he should be the last person talking about anybody's children. He has like 1,000 kids, silver cap teeth. If you watch the video of him showing his little closet, his pantry of food, not a vegetable, not a fruit, not a bottle of water in sight for these children, yet you decide you can speak out and be father of the year. Like, make it make sense. Also, Boosie especially came out a couple years ago and talked about getting a stripper or prostitute to give oral sex to his 14-year-old son, meaning he was going to hire someone to rape his 14-year-old son. So while I need you to hang that little father hat down and go take your own home and go seek some help, while you're addressing Zaya is just like, it's weird. And I cannot wait for the day that Dwyane Wade finally comes out and smacks the hell out of all y'all, because I don't condone violence, but in this case, I do. Now that's addressed, it's really weird that all of these celebrities talk about Dwyane Wade and Zaya, whose identity is not affecting you from making money. It's not stopping you from being able to walk across the street. Zaya is not making you physically ill, but those drugs that you take do. Zaya is not stopping your kids from getting an education. No trans person is stopping you from living your life happily and doing what you need to do. Yet for some reason, you feel the need to stop them from living happily. You feel the need to stop them from being able to get health insurance and have rights and things like that. It just doesn't make sense, and it's the same rhetoric that racists use against black people, and you think that black people will understand that, and for some reason they don't. And yet here we are in 2020 talking about this topic and talking about a little girl who identifies as a little girl and wants to be called by a feminine name that holds no bearings on any of our lives. She's not stopping me from graduating college. She's not stopping me from making friends. She's not stopping me from making money. And yet they're so angry about it, and so angry about a 12-year-old just living happily. Like, what sense does that make to me? It doesn't make any sense. But on the topic of that affecting lives, so all of these people are coming out and speaking out against Zaya. Yeah, what was it, 2 months ago, rapper T.I. said he forces his daughter to go with him, or he forces himself to go with his daughter to OBGYN, to gynecologist appointments, and checks to make sure her hymen is intact. And yet all of these rappers and stars in the black community were on hush mode about this girl basically being forced to do things with her body, with her father. And he's taking care of home, he's taking care of what he has to do. If she gets pregnant, it's about him. And again, these people are making things about them. Nobody was worried about Deja when that happened. Everybody was quiet, dead silent on this, except for black women and people who were concerned for this girl, that she had to delete all of her social media. She was just put in a position by her father that she shouldn't have been, whereas Zaya is coming and saying these things for herself, and Dwyane Wade and Gabrielle are taking the initiative to be proactive in parenting, to listen to their child. But these same people that are outraged at them were not outraged at T.I. The black community, like I said, has a problem. Once again, it does not affect your life. And once again, y'all are comparing. I saw on Twitter or Facebook a post that was like, since Zaya Wade can choose her gender, then R. Kelly can be released from prison. So you're comparing a serial rapist raping and forcing himself on other people's children constantly and is in jail for it, to a 12-year-old who just simply wants to identify as, or has to, or feels the need to, or feels better identifying as a certain gender. The cognitive dissonance in the black community is just so weird. You are ready to defend a serial rapist who is hurting our black girl versus a child who is just living their life. So this is kind of applying to the people in my personal life, but it does apply to everyone when I say being gay, being trans, being bisexual, being any of those things has no bearing on your life. And the fact that you put yourself in a position to judge makes things seem like you're making it about yourself. Me being gay, I don't want to sleep with you, I don't want to live with you, I don't want to be with you, I don't even want to talk to you 90% of the time. So what does me being gay have an effect on your life? When you have more effect on your kids in the worst way possible. You people are traumatizing your kids. You fight all the time in front of your kids. You have Day, Cray, and Craig over every night smoking weed, selling crack out of your house. But the LGBT people are corrupting your kids. There's an agenda against them. When you show them the worst parts of life, and you continue to make your kids feel ostracized in their own home. Your kids can't even come and talk to you about things that they need to. Your kids feel that they have to sneak around And this is what causes the huge mental health problem in the Black community. And yet, once again, a 12-year-old living in their truth and living their life happily and deciding that they want to be true to themselves is hurting you, versus all of those things that I just named that are truly causing trauma to your kids. It just is wild. It's still so wild, and I can't find any words to describe it other than it being wild. So that is really all I really wanted to say on the topic of Zaya Wade. I hope that she lives a wonderful and full life. I hope that she knows she has ride or die supporters. I hope Gabrielle and Dwyane know that they have ride or die supporters that are here to support them, of course, and here in their time of need, and are there to help and give advice to people like them who are just learning and who want to learn and want to continue to give their daughter the best support that they can. And yeah, that is the end of this video. Peace.